So everyone, we're live, and we just have them introduce themselves, and
Wagwan world, welcome to first episode of WehYuhAhSeh podcast. I want to tell us that this evening we have a great legend and I mess up on the thing supposed to mute. Thing supposed to mute. That is playing back.
yeah, you're supposed to mute that.
Crazy. Apologies to everyone. But yeah, the first episode of WehYuhAhSeh featuring germs and kills. And we have a most profound, prolific, and legend interviewing with us today, J. Antonio himself from the Drifters. Greetings, King.
Hey, what's happening, man? Everybody good?
Yeah, man.
Nice to be here, man.
Glad to see you. You're here in 2021 with us, with all that madness we're going out the road.
Yeah, that's that's an advantage right now because the world is going crazy, man. So yeah, nice to be here, bro.
Quick question, just before I even get into it, introduce yourself.
All right, my name is J. Antonio. I sung with the Drifters for 5 years, featuring Johnny Moore, the Treadwell Drifters, the original group. George Treadwell was the original founder member with Clyde McFatter. Actually took the group from Clyde McFatter in 1954, I think. Yeah, so Treadwell Drifters have had the management of the group ever since.
So
yeah, man.
the group started out with what? How did you guys put the group together?
Well, I'm not one of the founder members. I joined the group in 1995 to 2001. The was based in the UK from the mid 80s right the way through to the current day because they even though the group was founded in America, they had some hit records and did really well in the UK. So they ended up bringing the group over. Johnny Moore came over. He sung Saturday Night at the Movies, Under the Boardwalk, Kissing in the Back Row. So Johnny Moore came over to the UK with Faye Treadwell and the group, and they continued touring from here.
So in your journey in joining a group, what hits you help to corroborate with that?
All of the recordings, all the original recordings was already done when I joined the group. But I just had the privilege of working with Johnny Moore and singing, on stage with him and performing with him before he died, because Johnny died about 3.5 years after I joined the group. So, it's just nice to be with an original member of the group and the original management, really. Yeah, man. So all the hits were already written, bro. Unfortunately, I weren't on none of the hits, man. But it's good to perform with them and be a part of it.
Also, you was basically like a stand-in, basically.
Yeah, I would say the groups had about 50 members and above because it's been running for so long. The groups had to sort of change over the years, and members have come and gone throughout the years. So but the original members and the singers that sung on the record. I mean, Benny King, for instance. Benny King was with the group for just 1 year. Everybody associates Benny King with the Drifters, but he was only with the group for 1 year, and then went on to have his own solo career. So I'm pretty much doing the same. I'm just doing my solo career.
Okay.
So given the fact that you said the hits were already structured and it was a legendary group.
Yeah.
Already you felt like you had like a major shoe to fill being a new member.
Absolutely, because at one time they were the second biggest selling group of all time next to the Beatles. Yeah, so to perform with the original member Johnny Moore and the original management, so it was a big step for me because I wouldn't even class myself as a professional singer when I joined the group. It was just a one-off. I was in a club singing a Lionel Richie song, and the manager of the group just happened to be at the venue at the time, and I was accidentally sitting on a table with a friend, and my friend this guy leaned over to me and said, "Excuse me, this is Faye Treadwell's table." I said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I had no idea," and so forth. He said, "Oh, yeah, she's the manager of the Drifters." So I just laughed at him. I thought, yeah, whatever. You understand? So I never really believed what he was telling me. And then he leaned over to Faye, and Faye took a picture out from her purse and gave it to him. And I looked at the picture, and it was the Drifters with President Clinton, you know, and because the Drifters are one of President Clinton's favorite groups. And I was blown away. I was totally blown away. Within 3 days, I was on stage with the Drifters in Ireland touring.
What
You
year?
know, within 3 years, 3
What, ye-
days, so
what year?
1995.
Okay, so that's when everybody was alive.
Johnny was alive. Benny King, as far as I know, was alive. I did a show in Jamaica at the Wyndham Hotel with Bill Fredericks. So that was about 97. Sadly, Bill passed from prostate cancer, but Bill was with me at the Wyndham when we did the Wyndham Hotel in Jamaica. I don't think Johnny was there. I'm trying to remember if Johnny was there at the Wyndham. I think he was, yeah. But Bill Fredericks was there as well. Yeah, so there's what's happened with the Drifters is over the years, quite a lot of people that performed with the group left the group and tried to set up their own group, and there's been a lot of legal wranglings, over the years where people just because they've been a member of the group, they've tried to claim ownership of it. But I won't disrespect the people who gave me the opportunity of a lifetime. You understand? So because I'm loyal to the Treadwells, because they are the original member owners of the group, you know what I mean, and the original managers, I've always stuck to my guns and said, well, I'm not going to do nothing like that. You know what I mean? I love that lady to the bone. She's no longer with us, but her daughter, Tina Treadwell, is currently managing the group, and they're in the UK. They've got a show going on at the moment called The Drifters Go as well, where Beverly Knight, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Beverly Knight, the R&B and soul singer. She's fronting the show as well over here. So, yeah, man.
For those of y'all that are unaware, pretty much the Drifters are an American doo-wop / R&B / soul group.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. And
signed to Atlantic Records originally.
Yeah. And according to the Rolling Stone, the Drifters was like the last stable and that was doing what they were doing, like in the 1950s, like from 53 to 55 on the way up. And Antonio is correct. Like, there's a whole, the list is so vast with different members that actually fell out of the group. I was going to run it down, but
there's a long list. There's a long list.
There's too many members and stuff like that.
I wouldn't say too many, because I see it as we've carried the legacy of the Drifters, and to this day, the Drifters are still performing in the UK. It's not the original members, like the founder members, but it's the original management. You know what I mean? And they're still performing at the shows, and they got all the license to perform here and in the US. So, you know what I mean? It's still the Drifters. It's just unfortunate that people have to be no longer with us. You understand what I'm saying? So we're just carrying on the name, really.
So so even with everybody being passing and people being added and carrying the same legacy, you feel like kind of watered down the content of the group?
If I'm going to be totally honest, I would say that when Johnny died, because Johnny had.
Oh, he muted his Sting. J. Antonio will be right back. I don't know what's going on with his streaming.
Can you see me?
I can see you now. So
I set an alarm because I knew you guys. It's like what time is it? It's 12 past 1 a.m. over here. So I set an alarm. Yeah, no, like I was saying, Johnny Moore, because he had such a unique voice. Johnny said to me once, he said, Jay, because he was from New York, Johnny said, when I'm gone, the Drifters are going to be finished, man. Nothing ain't going to be going on with the Drifters no more. You know what I mean? And, in some ways, I make him right. You understand what I'm saying? Because he was he had a certain type of magic about him because he was there from. I mean, he went in the army for about a year and then came back to the group. That's when Benny King came in. But he was there literally like within a year from the start. You see what I mean? And because he sung so many of the hits, everybody knew his voice, knew him, you know. So when we performed, everyone was in awe of Johnny. You know what I mean? Everybody looked up to Johnny because his voice was on most of the hit records, you know. So, you know, if I was to say it was the same, I'd be lying. But they do a great performance. You know, the guys now, you know, they do a great performance and they put as much effort as in to carry on the legacy, you know. So hats off to them, you know.
So, like, due to the fact that you're like, you're in the group and you're carrying on the legacy, do you feel, like, like a copy, or do you feel the same kind of authenticity as them?
I sent you a little video earlier. What it is I left the group in 2001 and I depped for them, as in filled in when they people were sick or wasn't well up until about 2005. I've not formally been in the group since then, but because I'm still friends with the management, just before the pandemic started, I was, as you saw from the video, I opened up a few of the shows for the Drifters and introduced the young boys onto stage. They're not much younger than me, but you know, and you know, it was nice because I performed with Johnny Moore. Everybody kind of looked up to me, you know what I mean, because I worked with one of the former members, you know what I mean. So, you know, all I can say, it was a dream come true to be in that place and to have the opportunity. And the Drifters name, like I said, it's a legacy and it continues. You know what I mean? To this day.
Question for you, Antonio.
Yeah.
How did you feel when you guys stood on stage and performed "Kiss You in the Back Row"?
Yeah. I'll give you a bit of a joke because I was in the group 3 days after, like I said, I met the management. I had 2 rehearsals and then I was on stage. So I didn't even, at the time, I'm on stage and literally learning on stage. So while I was on stage, these guys were singing songs and everything. And I'm listening and I'm saying, oh my God, like Save the Last Dance for Me, for instance, you know what I mean? And I'm listening to Save the Last, and I'm dancing and doing the steps and doing the harmonies. And I'm saying, oh my God, they did this hit, they did that hit. So it was quite funny for me because I didn't have enough time to research the whole repertoire of songs and all the hits that they did until I was actually literally on stage singing the songs to them. So it was crazy. It was crazy and a wonderful experience. It was crazy, man. You know?
Learning on the fly is a dope thing, you know. I know you mentioned earlier how you switch in and out, how when certain guys weren't there, you would fill in for them. But yeah. I feel like by you putting in your energy and learning on the fly and doing these things makes you and will forever brand you as a legitimate member because you flowed with them, you swapped energy with them, you know, on stage and did all these things. So, you know, you can't sell yourself short. You got to salute.
No, man. You know, I found a member, but I performed with them for 5 years, so that's good going.
That's a powerful thing. That's a powerful.
Yeah. You know, I'm very proud and I'm very respectful. And like I said, because I had a close relationship with Johnny, me and Johnny got on really well. You know what I mean? I know his family very well. You know, and the vibes was good. Johnny called me baby, you know what I mean? Because I was the baby of the group at the time. He says, "You say, baby, man, help me do this, man, or help me do that." You know what I mean? Johnny taught me a lot, you know, about being a performer, to be on stage live in front of thousands of people. You know what I mean? We did the show once, I think it's about 20,000. You know what I mean? And like, believe it or not, the larger the audience, in some ways, is the easier it is because you're not that close to the audience. You know what I mean? So. But yeah, you know, Johnny taught me a lot about live entertainment and the standards that the Drifters have to carry, you know what I mean? So I had to pick up, man, and trust me, I had to learn, you know. I even went and did singing lessons and everything at the time, you know what I mean? Because I didn't want to be not as good as the other guys, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I put my back into it, you know what I mean? You know?
And the crazy thing, man, like they had hits
Hits,
They had
man.
hits. There
Yeah.
Goes My Baby,
Yeah.
Oh My Love, Baltimore, you know, Hey
Broadway,
Senorita, Dance
White
with Me.
Christmas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they had hits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Did and all these, you know what I
I,
mean? One Way Love. Yeah, it's crazy.
all right. So I know I don't know how you're gonna feel about me asking you this. How is your recording your contract um set up when you sign to Atlantic? Because we know most of the time
Mm.
sometimes a record company give deals and shit like that, and it's structured where like if the artist don't perform, then basically not eat. And due to the fact that you're not an original member, but you're basically signed in on the fly. How's your contract structured? Like if the album
I'll make
sell,
yeah. I'll make it easy for you before you go any further. I was signed to the management company. Yeah,
right?
so the management company dealt with Atlantic. I was signed to the management company, which is Treadwell Drifters Inc. Yeah. So they're the like I said, the original owners from about 1954 or so. Clyde McFatter. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him, but Clyde McFatter sung some of the hits. Elvis Presley even sung. I think it's
Yeah, we know Elvis Thief, Wally for black people sing.
well,
We-
Elvis took Clyde McFatter sung a song, and it didn't really do that great. And then Elvis Presley took the song. He was singing about like a young white girl or whatever at the time, and Elvis took the song and sung it and got a hit record with it. You know what I mean? So Clyde McFatter
yeah,
was
we know
Shout
yeah,
out.
Elvis. Elvis
This is a
believe in
side
our
note.
style.
Shout out to Holder, Mr. Bagwell. He wrote a lot of hits
Big
for
up to
Elvis. He
big up
couldn't even
to
be in the same room, so we
big,
know.
big
So
up
we
yeah,
to
know.
Elvis
We
Presley
know.
for Thief black people music and make it him
yeah,
own. We know we're not
yeah,
gonna get no credit feed. We know that
yeah.
already.
But
Let's just
remember,
be
guys,
clear.
yeah. What happened is, I mean, back then it was dominant by English or sorry, when I say English, American English people that had gone to
Yeah,
America, set up these companies, and they were in control. So they're looking after their own. You understand what I'm saying? Their own people. We weren't a part of their group at the time, so they took advantage of a lot of black singers. Obviously, you know what I mean.
yeah,
I don't
but
agree with it, but
but most of these guys died poor, and these
yeah.
white folks, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? They get in the bag. Their
yes,
kids are still eating off their music. That's why I ask you.
absolutely. Yeah.
That's why I ask you how is the deal structured? Yeah, you signed to.
Johnny, most of the things that Johnny did, I think at that time just give you a bulk of money to sing on the song and that's it. So in other words, you might get 2,000 US, 3,000 US or something like that to voice a track, and that's it. That's how all of the singers got paid, and that was it. That's all the money you got. You just got a nice little kitty
You
of
see,
money to sing the song, and then everything else is gone.
and that's the
That's how
wrong way to do it. That's
yeah, yeah.
that's
I
the
think they've made that illegal now. I don't think they're allowed to do that anymore. But
Yeah, because
at the time, that was the way they did it. Yeah,
yeah,
these groups like the Drifters, for instance, starting out, it wasn't like major record deals like they have now, like where you get the $1 million. They would sign these guys for less than what they're worth, and
yeah,
keep their credits and their original track because they're like through either the management company or the label, and so on
yeah.
and so forth. Like he said, they would give them a substantial amount of money, and that would be it.
But remember, guys, that sorry to cut you, but Faye Treadwell, she's a trailblazer when it comes to business, yeah, the music business. Because remember, she is a female music manager, yeah, first of all, a black female music manager, second of all, and thirdly, when she was signed to Atlantic, Atlantic signed Treadwell Drifters Inc. Yeah, he didn't sign the group or the individuals. He
Uh,
signed her company. So she's got royalties. She's getting some of the
oh,
royalties. You understand what I'm
she
saying?
did it. She
From a
did it
lot of the
right.
songs. Yeah,
right, right.
she did it right.
So so it let's say you're drop dead right now.
Mm.
Your family will get your just dues, or
No,
it
I
stopped.
weren't on the I weren't my voice wasn't on the original track, so I won't
Yeah,
personally get anything that. But if on my own music, the music that I've written and created and whatever, then obviously, yeah.
What
Now,
music?
because everything's changed. But back then,
Oh,
remember, I was signed as a performer. I wasn't signed
as a
to Atlantic directly. I was signed to the management company, and all of the hit recordings was already done. They weren't recording
right,
when I performed with the group. They weren't doing any new recordings. You understand?
right.
Yeah,
So
so
all we
basically
was doing was singing the hits.
so you
Yeah,
guys were touring and doing over the hits, basically, like
yeah,
you said. Okay.
yeah.
Right.
So now that you have your own, where can we find your music?
Oh,
And
jayantonio.com. That's
J. Antonio.
JayAntonio.com. JayAntonio.com. I got a new song that I released recently. I don't know if you can draw it up. I Love Your Color. I Love Your Color. It's really nice, good vibes track. I wrote it with Alan Glass. He's from the States as well. Yeah, it's a great song. I don't know if you guys can draw it up. I don't know what facilities you got there, but that's quite a
Let me
lovely
see.
one to play if you got a little
I
spot
got
to
you.
put. Yeah, man.
So, how long have you you've been on your own, doing your own stuff apart away from the group?
There you go. You find it.
Yeah, I
Play it,
got
play
you.
it, play it, play it. Let me hear it.
All right, cool.
Back again. Antonio. All right. Yeah, señorita, I really love your color. Mexico, Puerto Rico, Argentina. Señorita, I love the way you move your body. The way you whine and grind, you know you drive me crazy. Yeah. All the people that we meet, taste the food is all so sweet. Drinking rum and dancing in the moonlight. Jamaica, Cuba, Africa. You say the girl them hot, my son. Salsa, bamba, bamba, the girl them wine.
I make island music.
Yo, hey, yo, the man full of rhythm. When I play that, closing out the show. For those of you that are not familiar, the original artist is J. Antonio. I Love Your Color.
Yeah, man.
So,
Cause you know
so
this thing about the racism thing, and people want to hate on people because of color. You know, every walk of life, I've met every type of people, and I've met every color of person on the planet because I've traveled a lot. And you know, there's everybody to some degree has been good to me, and some people on a rare occasions have been bad. And you know, what you find is there's good and bad in every nationality, every country, every race. You understand what I'm saying? So I try to let people understand that don't hate on people because of what they look like, because of their color. You understand what I'm saying? Hate on people if they're not treating you good, or they're putting you down, or they're hurting you. You know what I mean? Then back away from those type of people. But don't hate on people just because of where they come from or the complexion of their skin. Because that means you alienate all the good people. You understand what I'm
right,
saying? There's a lot of good people of all nationalities and all colors that love us. You understand what I'm saying? So,
right. Oh, but on your journey in your on your tours, like what are some of the craziest thing you've experienced on some of the tours with the being as a group
we've
member?
had some funny situations, the usual ones where women take off clothes and throw it on stage and it lands on the guitar and things like that, the crazy stuff, you know what I mean? And like a few times we've had the tour bus where it's been crowded and we can't get away from the venue because it's surrounded by the crowds and all, you know. But yeah, it's been a lovely experience. Touring and traveling the world has been a lovely experience for me, and I really appreciate it. And I suppose from the live performance thing, because I've done so much live performances, thousands. I'm in the thousands. You understand what I'm saying? So, I think that's why I wanted to focus on the writing of the songs and creating music and getting that side of my repertoire a lot stronger. So, like I said, I've been writing and co-writing with Alan Glass, and it's been going good. You know what I mean? Alan's got some hits with Mystique, the Lighthouse Family. You know what I mean? Quite a few. You know what I mean? Singers. You know what I mean? And he helped me with my songwriting, and we've come a long way. So we co-wrote that song, I Love Your Color. But I've got loads of other songs, man. I've got loads in the pipeline. I got one called A Real True Man, which is a really nice tune as well. You know what I mean? I love to play that for you guys one day. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it's all going good.
Oh, so how many albums you got out so far? Like 1 or 2?
I got 2 albums out. The first album came out in 2008. My first album came out in 2008, 2009. The Artistic License. That one's called Artistic License. And then the second album came out just about when the pandemic. So that's last year, 2020. And that's called 4 Seasons. J. Antonio 4 Seasons.
You were performing during the pandemic?
No, all the music venues in the UK got shut down. And because of the worry of getting sick and all them things, and when they said that it's a disease that affect black people more and everything, you kind of just get a bit paranoid. You understand what I'm saying? So I weren't going there. But I've done about 4 or 5 performances since the pandemic has kind of died down and things have opened back up. But I'm still keeping social distance from people as much as I can, and windows open as much as I can, and I got a fan on stage behind me, so that kind of blows the air away from me and so forth. So yeah, man.
So if anybody's looking to try to book you or something like that, how can they reach out to get bookings from you or try to have you perform?
Just send, I'm in control of my life. I'm in control of my career. I do my own music production. I songwrite. I do, it's my own website. So all of my contact information is on the website. So just feel free to send me an email, man. Just like you guys, just call me or send me an email. I'm straightforward, easy to get on with. You know what I mean? Yeah.
You were going to say something, Jay?
Honestly, like, I want to play a piece of the song again. I'm not gonna lie to you.
When you play it, man, play it through the speakers the way it sounds.
The way it's supposed to sound, right? That's basically how I queued it up just now.
Yeah, man, that's much nicer, But I'm back in Jamaica. Yeah. I'm going to Jamaica, and hopefully I should be back in Jamaica in January. And Conrad Glaze from Born Free has been doing a lot of work with me as well. We was Ken Booth. I was trying to get Ken Booth to do one of my songs as well, and Beres. You know what I mean? Trying to line up a few things because I've got quite a number of songs and a number of reggae songs as well that I'd love to get some of them guys to sing on and do a duet with as well. So things are in the pipeline. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Shout out to Conrad for helping me put this together.
Yeah, man.
Big up to him for that. Born Free.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen. Tune. Just hear a piece of it. I'ma like it. I will have the originator. We have J. Antonio. Love Your Color. Pretty much. So just take a piece. Everybody just go out, purchase the song, support the artist. That's one of the things we noticed with Jamaican music is like most people will stream it and them don't want to support the artists. The artists eat until you purchase the music. Streaming is good as well, but they feed their family through you actually purchasing their work. So, J. Anthony. Here we go.
All right. Señorita, I really like your color. Mexico, Puerto Rico, Argentina.
You see a lot of white people are dancing to that song here.
All kind of people, man. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All the people that you reach. Tasting food is so sweet. Jumping around and dancing to the moonlight. Jamaica, pure Africa. The Senegal, you hot, my son. Salsa, man.
sound like something I listen on a vacation. Yeah, you're up on the beach. You have a coconut. And
Yo,
you're
the
chilling
tune,
in a
man.
nice
Nah,
bed.
but yeah, hold on. Hey, man, not about the whole and I lie to him. The tune,
Yeah,
tune
yeah.
tough.
So, this sound like something you're up on a vacation. You're up on the boat and you put
Yeah,
on something nice.
yeah. The tune, it's a
I think
nice. It's very melodic. It get that relax.
who
Set
produced
your
this?
mind. Get a you know what I say. Get a sip of wine and just chill with your wife and just. It's a mess.
Who produced this track?
Me and Alan Glass.
Oh, your producer. Yeah, it sound tough.
Yeah, man. Yeah, me
So
and
you make
Alan
rhythm.
Glass. Yeah, man.
Or you put this together?
Huh?
You put this track here together?
How?
Yeah.
What do you mean how?
Yeah, try to get the man for give him secrets, man.
No. That's what I say. Like, okay.
Play something for them, King. I hear it.
Wait, play the
Play
piano real
something
quick.
for them.
Play something.
Play something for them. Live.
Beautiful.
Oh, I can't forget this evening. Your face as you were leaving. But I guess that's just the way. It's a little taste. Just playing with you, man. It's too late in the night, man. I ain't gonna be singing too tough right now, but get a little taste. I can play music, man. I can sing, man. I can produce. All right, I do everything, man. And plus, I said I work with another co-writer as well, and he's a great writer. Like I said, you know, he's got gold and platinum discs all over his wall, bro. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, big things are going. You understand?
Got you.
So are you working on an album?
Yeah, we've got about 9 or 10 songs that we've been producing. We got a little writing camp going on in my yard at the moment. So he's been here with me for about 4 or 5 months, and we've been writing together, producing together. So we've got about, in total, about 9 or 10 songs that we think are pretty outstanding. You know, I got the new one. I Love Your Color. I don't know if you on YouTube. It's out. So there's a video to it as well. So you can actually see the video and everything to the song I Love Your Color. But I got a new one about climate change called Do You Care? You know what I mean? Which is the chorus is let me see. Do you care if the air we breathe kills you when you're young? And do you care? Hold on, let me get it from the beginning. Let me see now. I've got to remember the lyrics now. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, guys.
You make too much tunes, so you can't remember everything. You need
I got about 50 odd tune, man, in my head. Yeah? That's what I'm saying. And plus, I do a lot of performing and cover songs as well. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. I wish I could draw it up for you guys still, but that one's gonna be a big tune as well. It's really doing well. You know what I mean?
Something I meant to ask you. Your parents are Jamaican descent, or
Yeah, man. Both my parents are from St. Elizabeth, Jamaica.
Okay.
I was born in England, you know what I mean? So, but because I spent a lot of time in Jamaica as well, so I got a little bit of the twang, you know what I'm saying? So I can talk patois if I want to talk patois, you understand?
Ladies them love it. You know what I'm saying? As long as the ladies them love it.
Yeah, man.
Killing them with it. You kill them with the English and the patois mix up. I have a question for you.
You know what? Sorry, go on.
Question for you. So, given that you got Jamaican parents descent, and you fell into music and have a love for music, right? Knowing the original place where 90% of music was born,
Africa. Africa.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go there, you have to go Africa, bro.
Then
go Jamaica.
Yeah, you gotta go there, but we're talking about Jamaica. You know what I'm
All right,
saying?
all right,
We can't.
all right. So you know,
Why?
I go back too far then. You know, I go
Not
back
too
too
far.
far.
Why do
All
you
right.
feel Jamaica don't get the notoriety they deserve for not only hip hop but like ska music, dub, and even certain form of jazz and so on and so forth? Why you feel
Yeah.
like they don't get the notoriety they deserve?
You know, it's funny you should say that, you know, because I think Jamaica is a trailblazer when it comes to music and the music industry. I mean, Ed Sheeran, Rihanna, all them people are singing reggae music. They're trying to restyle it, rename it, do everything else with it. But it's reggae music, bro. You understand what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, anyone who knows anything about the music industry knows that Jamaica and the talent in Jamaica is crazy. I mean, Jamaica sets a trend for a lot of music in the world right now when it comes to Africa's coming back actually because the reggae
The
and
Afrobeat.
the Afrobeat and
That's Jamaican.
yeah, that's you know what I mean. And remember that, you know, the drums and back in the day they were the real originators, and then the Jamaica came in and did their thing. Because remember, Jamaicans are Africans, really. You know, it's just historically we're Africans. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah,
but with a mix, you know.
why we not get with flowers? What's the problem? Why we not get the what we're
I
right
would,
just those?
if you want me to be honest, I would say a lot of musicians, and it's a problem here in the UK. It's a problem in most places in the world. When it comes to music, there's large consortiums, people that have owned the radio stations, they have owned all of the media, the TV, the press. And because those people own those large mediums and own the record labels and whatever, they've always had control of the market. You understand what I'm saying? So, especially for the smaller artists as well, unless you're signed to a major, it's very, very hard to really say you're going to make money. So it's not just Jamaica, it's like a lot of countries around the world, you know, to get somewhere in the music industry, unless you've got like a following of like 5 or 6 thousand people to start with that are willing to come to your shows or willing to come and see you perform live with a band and so forth. It's a struggle. The online thing, bro, I've got about maybe 20 songs released at the moment online, 20, 25 songs, or right? Two and a half albums of music. I've got a song I'm dreaming, that I released a little while back as well. Right. And the streaming, you get streams, but remember, on every stream, you probably make 0.001p, or you make like 1 or 2 cents, like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
in US or something like that. So the streaming thing, again, they've got the distribution thing locked. You understand what I'm saying? So even though I'm on Spotify and iTunes and all the different mediums, they've got it locked. They've got the automated thing there where you can talk to Siri or you can talk to Alexa and them things. I don't know if you guys have heard of that. And
Yeah.
you know, when I put my name in, it's like I got to repeat my name 4 or 5 times for them to bring up my tune. It's like they're deliberately not listening. Even when I spell my name, they're trying to not play my tune and play someone else's. You understand what I'm saying? So it's all scam, man. It's all a scam. You know
Like
what I mean?
shadow, they basically shadow ban you. You have to
Yeah,
either spell it out all the way,
yeah.
and or you're not gonna get it, or I don't
Yeah,
know.
it's covert. It's covert. It's a weird form of covert racism, because even in the music business, the racism, as much as we're so predominant in the music business, there's still a lot of racism. But a lot of it is, you know, like I said, they're in control. You know, our people need to be in control. Our people need to have our record labels. You know what I
In
mean?
fact,
We need to have our publishers. We need to have, you know, that's why Jay-Z and people like that are doing so well. And you know, we need to own our own business. You know what I mean? And that's where we kind of fall short, because we're
right,
always held back. You know, I know there's been shops opened up in the UK, and you know, especially more back in the day, not as much now, where police used to raid the shop like 2 or 3 times a week. You know what I mean? Just because it was a black shop opened up in I don't know, Camden Town or somewhere like that. You understand what I'm saying? And they deliberately raided the shop so they would end up getting closed down or take away their license because they didn't want it to be successful. You know, so we're fighting people from every angle, bro. Every angle. You know what I mean? And it's a shame that the world has to be that way, because we're missing out on, I would say, 80% of the actual talent that's still out there that's unheard.
80, more like 95.
Yeah, maybe even more. Yeah, yeah,
Maybe 100%.
yeah.
Because what the record labels make off of our stuff, it's crazy.
They
Can
make,
you imagine when you pass on and
yeah.
all your performances that you do, the record company is gonna get all of that money.
Well, the streaming companies now, they probably own the streaming companies. Sony and all of them probably
Right.
own all the streaming
Yeah,
companies. You know what I mean?
they basically own you.
Yeah, they tell you that you're gonna put your music all over the world. You're gonna be able to be streamed in China, in Russia, and anywhere else. But they don't tell you that you're only gonna make 0.00 pence out of the song. You understand? So I gotta get 1,000,000 streams. For 1,000,000 streams, I'm probably gonna make £2,000 if I'm lucky. A million, you know, 1,000,000 streams. If I'm lucky, I'll make £2,000.
You're better off basically selling your album for $1 to 1,000,000 people.
Yes.
Yeah, you're better
Absolutely.
off.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah,
And that's why the
$1.
live shows do so well for artists. That's why you see when they looked at the lockdown thing, a lot of artists were suffering because that's where they make their money in the live shows. You understand what I'm saying? And even then, they came up with this thing called a 360 deal. I don't know if you guys have
Oh
heard
man,
Yeah.
we know about the
Yeah,
360.
they get a piece of your.
So they
get
want
a
a piece of
shows,
everything.
your
You understand what I'm
clothing.
saying? Your woman and everything.
Yeah, I'm aware. You know, I'm very much aware.
Now we know about the music business.
Yeah.
We know about it.
Yeah, man. So
You don't want to get caught up in the 361 though.
yeah, you know that became a regular thing. But you know, like I said, for me, because I own my own publishing and my song, all my songs and everything, I can release my songs, put my songs on whatever medium. No one can't stop me from doing nothing because it's all mine. You know what I mean? So
you have kids, right?
Yeah, I got 2 big daughters, man. I got grandkids now, bro.
Right, but watch it. Your music. This is how they work, right? You see, the record company plays the long game.
Yeah.
You own the publishing and everything, right? But it could go but so far. Now, if they get your masters and whatever music you put out with that beautiful song that you got, they say, listen, if you kids right here sign right here, we'll take the masters and we give you a little something every stream it goes.
They'll just give them a one-off payment. They're gonna try a little one-off payment thing or a minuscule amount for the streams, like you said. Yeah.
Right. And then they make a gazillion dollars.
Yeah.
And they give you maybe 10,000, maybe a little $2,000.
Yeah, because if they're gonna make $1 million, if they think that, I remember they probably put a couple 100,000 into the music, you know. So it's because they spend that amount of money to promote like an album, for instance, they feel justified that they can literally take all of the profit because they put a lot of money into the music. You understand what I'm saying? They don't say, right, we're going to invest in you and we're going to put 200,000 in and we're going to give you 5%. You understand what I'm saying? They're going to put 200,000 in and they're going to give you point something percent. You know what I mean? And take the 99.5%. That's just the way it works. So if you don't know business and your business acumen, that's why people, they don't understand. When you say music business, people think music. It's not. It's business. The music is a tiny little piece, bro. Tiny.
Right.
Behind it, a lot of people are unaware how major you owning your publishing and having a publishing company and owning the master is. Because music, true, genuine, beautiful music never dies.
No.
Right? It's a masterpiece that lasts for a lifetime. And even if it don't hit this season, it will hit. It has its moment where it's going to hit.
Yeah.
Right? So those are the things that's beneficial as an artist, especially like when you're elevating, you're growing, and you have your own fan base and so on and so forth. That kind of like about Marley, for instance. Like I asked the question earlier because some of the top selling artists in Jamaica is Sean Paul, Shaggy, and Bob Marley.
Yeah.
And like you said, Jamaica bring forth a lot of music to the world. Like even Afrobeats is a form of African that's pretty much utilizing dancehall so on the same style.
The rhythm style. That's the rhythm style they're using.
they're vastly growing versus, you know what I'm saying, like certain artists is like, if you don't go deep, like Freddie McGregor, all these guys, like a younger generation don't know these guys, Coca T, Luciano, so on and so forth. You know what I mean? Josie Whale and all, they don't know these guys. You know what I'm saying?
Look at, you know, like people even back in the day, like John Holt, Dennis Brown, and them people there, right? John Holt probably only towards the very end of his career did he have as much international acclaim. You understand what I'm saying? Because, you know, he was massive to us, the people who knew the music, you know what I mean? But, you know, to the general public, you know what I mean? He wasn't massive. It took only towards the end of his career where people actually knew what John Holt was and how great he was. And even Dennis is a king, you know what I mean? But yet, you know, he's still limited. What they do is you're limited because we haven't got the facilities or the infrastructure. That's more the right word. The infrastructure.
Yeah,
in
but then,
place.
but people don't want to build that. People just want to say,
no.
okay, let's make the music and give it to the white people, and they'll distribute it for we. We get a check, and then that's it. We gotta build that. We gotta know our worth.
But you see, let me tell you, it's not a case of not building it. It's a case of knowing the challenges of building it and the people that are going to try and hold you back. You understand what I'm saying?
Remember,
so because
remember, Rome never built in a one day.
No, and it takes time. And we've been, you know, like how can I put it? We've been divided as a community for so long because our men get locked up and put into prison all the time. Police stop us and victimize us and treat us like we're rubbish. You understand what I'm saying? So they break up the family unit of us. You know what I mean? All over the world, they do that in the UK. They did. I mean, I remember being stopped 4 or 5 times in a day by the police. You understand what I'm saying? Thankfully, you know, none of them tried to, like, you know, really abuse me or nothing like that. But it's psychological torture. You understand? So if you set up a business and you have a business model, you're going to be fighting against the same kind of racism, the covert racism. No matter how much, unless you've got millions to put into it, they're going to try and hold you back. Or they're going to find out something about your history. Oh, he made a post about Jewish people. He made a post about homosexuality or something, you know what I mean? So then they find ways to destroy you. You understand what I'm saying? You know, that could have been when you was 15 and, you know, you're 40 now, but they're just saying, well, you said something bad about gays when you were 15. Who don't make mistakes when they're 15? You understand what I'm saying? Elon Musk, the man that owns Tesla, bro, right? They said Elon Musk smokes weed, you know what I mean? Just to try and ruin the man. So these people are just like, oh, man.
I had a question, Antonio. 4 seasons.
Yeah.
What drove you to actually construct such a work of art?
When I write an album, I write every single song pretty much that comes from inside of me. You understand? I don't do nothing plastic too tough. You know what I mean? Everything I do is like from my heart, from my soul. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to be able to touch people and you know, I wrote a song like Boomerang, for instance. That's one of the feature songs, you know. And that was a situation where I was with someone and we broke up and it touched me. You understand what I'm saying? It's someone that I really cared about and I wrote the song, you know what I mean? And it can't, you know, I don't know, it's had 40,000 views or something like that on YouTube. But it's like, it touches people because it's real and from your heart. You understand what I'm saying? I got another tune I released, I'm Dreaming. It goes, I'm going to give you a little taste of this one. I'm dreaming of a land where all the people live in peace. I'm dreaming of a land where no one kills and no one steals. I'm dreaming of a land where all the children walking free. I'm dreaming of a land where blacks and whites, they all agree. Yeah, that's one of my tunes, right? Everything I write about is about trying to make this world a better place, and we can't give up. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we have problems, and we know that some white people hate us. That's the fact. We know that. But that doesn't mean you hate all white people. You understand what I'm saying? That's a mistake. Some of the biggest achievements I've had in my life has been white people helping me. You understand what I'm saying? So you can't look at one color of people and say they're all bad. There are people that will help us and help us rise. But it's just the reggae music does that. When you go to a reggae concert in England, in America, anywhere in the world, you see multicultural brethren, everything, every nationality of the world. That's the power we have. We bring people together through our music. You understand what I'm saying? So, the power of that, sorry, I'm diversifying a little bit because we're
Nah,
talking about the album, but you know what I mean?
guys, trust me. On my other podcast, that's all we talk about.
Yeah,
So,
man.
it's a part of the movement. But see, the thing is, I'm not saying there is not a ism that they call race within the thing, but like what you just touched base on, we're powerful people.
That's right.
You
Very
you
powerful.
you remain a victim when you keep playing the victim role.
That's right.
People that are not slaves are calling themselves slaves. We're powerful beings. The earth belongs to us. The sun proves that. So at the end of the day, you're not a victim. There's nothing you cannot do. Yes, there's a systematic thing that put their foot on your neck, but guess what? You're still free to create and do what you need. So use that power to not only elevate yourself, but to touch and love people around you.
You
And
know
that's
what
what music does.
That's a very, very good point. Because there's that statement, but still we rise. Yeah.
Echo.
When you imagine Usain Bolt, for instance, right? Usain Bolt come from nothing, right? Usain Bolt, when he's running, he has a big block tied to a rope behind him and he's running, yeah? And the man ended up being the fastest man on the planet. When you hold people down, you empower them, yeah? We have hundreds of years of being held back. You understand what I'm saying? Hundreds of years. So that's what makes us so powerful, yeah? Because we're fighters. We're so strong because you've tried to hold us back so much. So it takes more effort. You understand what I'm saying? To get past those boundaries, to break down those walls. You understand? To open the doors. But some of us have got that, clear mindset where we can realize that. Yeah. Obviously, poverty is another thing that limits a lot of people, because there's some great artists in Jamaica that could go studio and do some amazing music. But herein lies the problem. They got no money. You understand what I'm saying? They can't go studio. I know in Jamaica, when I went studio in Jamaica, when a man goes to voice a tune, he ain't doing no 2 and 3 takes, bro. You got one take. You understand what I'm saying? Because man ain't giving you no time. You can't be playing with that. You understand what I'm saying?
But you should be ready though.
Yeah.
No,
but you should be ready. But whereas over here, I can sing a line and then I can pause and say, "Oh boy, I got my laptop, I got my Logic Pro, and on my I can sing it 10, 15 times till I like it, till how I like it." You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Over there, bro, in some artists ain't got the money to do that. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to sing that line once. You got to know that song inside out. When you're writing, you don't know a song inside out. When you're writing, you learn how you want to sing it and how you want to interpret it. You understand what I'm saying?
The melody, the emotion.
Yeah. So it's not something that always comes immediately. It takes time. Even the music, the piano, the bass. You might play a bass line and say, "Boy, let me change this note. Let me change from a E to a D." Or you understand what I'm saying? So
right. How much instruments you know how to play besides the piano?
I do everything via programming, bro. I program everything. I play the drums, I play the bass, I play, piano, I play strings, but I play it all via programming, you know what I mean? So piano and keys is what I play really, you know what I mean? But on the keyboard, we've got drums, as if you're a producer, you can produce drum patterns and everything, and, you program. So I'm a programmer. I program it all in, but I have musicians as well that I work with. I've got live band that I work with as well, and they play some of my bass and they play, different instruments, sax. I've got some sax on a track, so that's how it works now.
So you basically know how to move keys.
Well,
He's trying to be funny.
You know what? No, it's cool because the power. Yeah, is in the music. So you can say anything you want, bro. It don't matter. Just listen
no, if you know to move keys, you're a piano man.
Yeah, no, I'm only joking, bro. Yeah, when you do programming, everything comes from the keyboard. You understand what I'm saying? You put
Gotcha.
different sounds in the key, as you know this anyway. You know what I mean? We're just playing with me, but yeah, man, everything comes from the keyboard. So you're playing the strings, you can play in the drums, you can play in whatever you want. So it's knowing how to play those sounds in and to make them sound amazing and how to mix and master it. Those are all the skills and the arts that takes years to accomplish, bro. Years. And like again, there's people that hold you back that don't. I did a sound engineering course over here, and I studied. You understand what I'm saying? Whereas some people don't study and they just learn. You know what I mean? So learn hands-on on their own. So
See,
yeah,
the expression of oneself is a tremor that vibrates upon the earth, and that's what music does. Because
yeah,
I do music as well, but it's a hip hop form of that.
that's cool.
I was born in Jamaica, but I do hip hop. I mean,
Yeah,
who else brought hip hop to the Bronx in New York? So
You
we
Jamaican?
have to learn
You Jamaican?
the expression. Mayo, don't tell
is
You
about
it?
your,
Jamaican?
don't tell about yourself, Reggie. No, I'm to so, um, the expression is what
Yeah,
touches people, and that's something we can't lose.
yeah.
That I'll say even if the world is dark, one thing that brings forth light is music, the rhythm. Like it just changes your vibration and it uplifts you,
It's an
right?
escape, isn't it? It's the only from poverty. Even in the cotton fields back in the day in the States, when you see people picking cotton, what was their escape? Music, bro. But
Yeah. Music
Spirituals.
music is like almost like fantasy. It
yeah, it
it
takes
puts
you
in
to a different place. You
yeah.
know what I mean? That was
Even
our form
even
of ecstasy and drugs and them things. The
even
music.
even
You know what I mean?
anything, even when you go in the movies, if it's good, you hear music. If it's bad, some shit is gonna happen. And if the person is in love, you hear music.
Yeah.
Music, they say, is the ultimate form of expression.
It wins
So
wars, bro. It wins
yeah,
wars. The
it
wars of
does.
Jericho. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
So
powerful, man.
so now we're at the climax of the show. I know you're in a different time zones. Know it's going on two for you where you're at. Um, can you tell the people how they can not only touch base with you, but how they can get your music? Um, Apart from YouTube music, because I pulled your whole album up and added to my library.
Thank
It's called
you.
Four Seasons. I'm a vibe to that while I'm at work. Can you tell the people how they could touch base with you and how they can get your work?
Yeah, the best place to get me is on my own website, because that way, I can keep a database of everyone who's interested in my music and likes what I do. You know what I mean? So you can sign up and you can subscribe on the website. So that's jayantonio.com, jayantonio.com. Yeah. But if you type my name in Google, you get my name all over the place. J Antonio Music. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Facebook. You know what I mean? I'm on Spotify. Actually, I'm on J Antonio Music. You just type that in, man, and you'll get me. You know what I mean? So, but jayantonio.com is the best place to touch base with me. And like I said, I'm doing shows. I'm working with a band at the moment, so who's learning all of my songs, and we're gonna start performing. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's looking good, man. Looking good. We're in the rehearsal stages at the moment. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's going really well. Going really well.
I want to say it's a honor and privilege for you to take time out of your life to actually sit here
Enough
with
of that, man.
on our platform. This is one of the first episodes.
Lovely.
WehYuhAhSeh podcast. And there's more to come. I want to say salute. I've learned a lot, and manners and respect.
Yeah,
And
man.
Yeah,
Every time, man. Bless
yeah.
you.
Whenever you got any new projects up, you have my contact. You can link me and come through and we chop it up.
yeah,
No
because
problem, man.
this platform, WehYuhAhSeh is a platform where we want to heighten and elevate the culture of reggae music and
Yeah.
and artists to come, because I feel like our music is so powerful. It should be a lot more overwhelming than it actually is, you know. So that's the purpose of this platform, you know, to touch base with the artists. If you have any work coming out, we'll sit here and we'll talk to you and chop it up to bring forth who you are to the world, you know.
Man. Thank you very much, man. And I'll tell you, we need a lot more of that in the community. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of us criticizing each other and putting each other down, we need to help each other rise. You know, and that's the powers that we need. You know what I mean? The music business, everybody thinks that it's, you know, it's only because of my live performances why I've survived in the music business. If it weren't, you know, I was doing like 80, 100 shows sometimes a year. You understand? Or 15, 20 just in December. You understand what I'm saying? But if it weren't for the live performances, I probably would have struggled. I wouldn't be doing half of what I'm doing right now, because that's what's funded the albums and the promotion and getting on radio station and you know, getting the recognition. People only really want to believe in you when you spent like $500,000 on their music, and they see you in the newspaper and they see you on the TV and they see you everywhere. You know, that's when they want to believe in you, when you've already made it. You understand what I'm saying? You need to believe in your people from when they start, man. Give them encouragement, you know what I mean? Help them to grow. You know what I mean? I love the youth them. I'm always helping the youth them and working with youths, you know? Yeah, man.
So with that being said, I'm going to play a song from the album called Give Me Life.
Remember, if you're not famous, just tell them, say, you know, share my stuff. That's why I'm not famous.
All right.
Run the track. Run the track.
Good statement, that.
She just saw and looking on so fine.
Jay Antonio, everybody.
Spend the rest of your day living I gave you my heart, you made me alive, and showed me the heart, to feeling so happy, to feeling so smart, to feeling the best I ever felt in my heart. So now we feel good, and now we feel glad. This is the best love we both ever had. So we won't forget, and we won't give up. We're gonna keep on loving.
Here, we're not Laguna no more. If I don't want the June, I'm going to go out and go on website, Jay Antonio, and purchase him work.
Vinyl, CD, everything there on it.
The man thing vibrant, the man thing elevation also.
Thanks for stay up with it too. I want time.
Yeah, man, no problem, man. Wanna get me out of my bed, you know.
Salute, manners and respect. Oh yeah, set where you are set. Podcast.
Yeah, man. We have to link one day still, you know what I mean?
Yeah, man. Yeah, but contact, like I said before, when you're ready to come through again, just link me.
Yeah, man, no problem.
The number stay the same.
Everybody, man.
Yeah, man, rest up. Thanks again for coming through. Big up, Antonio.
Yeah, man, take care, man.
Mad thing.
All right.